What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Thursday. It's draft night. Shocker. So anybody who's not watching the draft, thank you so much for watching tonight. Special edition. Not that special. It's just a regular Thursday edition of Lyles Figure Files. And I don't want to take a victory lap because I'm not that kind of person. But yeah, I think we all knew this was coming. Those of us who were thinking, we got 3 movies, 2 Avengers, 1 Star Wars movie. Why in the world would Hasbro lose the license to the Disney movies, the characters in Star Wars and Marvel Legends? We'll get to that real soon. But first, before I get started any further, I want to make sure I shout out all of the Lyles Figure Files VIP members: David Thanos, Lost and Wallace, John Morrissey, Retro Robo, James Green, Jamelyn Parks, Blake Tarpley, Lefty Two Lions BK, Robert Hayes, Nathan William, Henry G, Ryan Daly, Jay Woods, Tom Finn 2018, and last, but certainly not least, MOC Turtle. Thank you all so much. And here's another reason to sign up to be one of those VIP members where you can join up by hitting that button that says join. Is early access to videos like the one that's currently up, exclusive to VIP members, the top 50 final McFarlane DC Multiverse figures that we need to see. I'm going to open it up sometime this weekend, but the VIP members can check it out now. We've been talking about it in the chat, in the comments section. So you can get that early access to videos like that soon as well. All you have to do is join up. But before I go further along with that, there's enough of this sell job. Let's make sure to thank all of the super supporters: Kwame Taylor, Alexander L, John Morrissey, Lawson Wallace, Ryan Daly, Jelly Jam, Penguin Plastic, Red Foreman, Han, and Robert Hayes. Thank you all so much as well for your contributions and help keeping this channel rolling, moving, giving me more motivation to do all these fun videos. I'm going to go through the comments and say what's up to everybody. If you're responding to the topic of tonight, I'm going to start and save it for when we get to that part. But definitely letting you know that I do see your comments, so don't think I'm ignoring them. Snake Eyes, howdy, partner. I tip my hat to you tonight. Hopefully you're doing well. John Morrissey, howdy, Snake Eyes. Howdy, chat. Happy Thursday, Jeff. Happy Thursday to you. I am so excited. Tomorrow is Friday because I only had 4 days of work this week, but wow, it felt so long. Hopefully you're having a good week, John. Lawson, howdy, y'all. Always happy when Thursday rolls around and the Lyles Figure Files gang has gathered. Indeed. Happy Thursday to you, my man. John, I'm saving yours. It's pretty funny, though. Blake Tarpley, what's up, Figure Files crew? Maybe I should have put more of the emphasis on the E, not the W. Howdy, Jeff. What's up, Blake? How are you, man? Hey, Lawson. Hey, Blake. Marvel Legends forever. Wahoo! To quote the Howling Commandos, says John Morrissey. Blake says, yes, I do think I recall the Howling Commandos battle cry being Marvel Legends forever as they stormed Hydra. Absolutely. Good old days. I think they should storm the Hydrox compound and bring back some better than Oreos cookies. Does such a thing even exist? And Blake, finally, I will have a vast what did you pick up this week post on here. Target had everything. Yeah, my Target's didn't have. I'm gonna get to it soon. Let me see if I've missed any other comments before I get to that, because I have this stuff right here. And I'm touching it right now. I don't have to go, oh, it's over on that side. No, it's right here. I was prepared for a change. I'm happy about that. Lawson, maybe they're the ones that liberated those stolen Walmart McFarlane figures. Either way, they're shipping my previously lost Silver Age Wave. I feel like that's probably a DC comic art. And that was a very intended segue because I just moments before the show started. Finished my reviews of the DC comic books this week. So much greatness, but you really absolutely must be reading Absolute Wonder Woman. This book is amazing. Mainstream, the mainline Wonder Woman book, not loving it, but Absolute Wonder Woman is so great. It's like if you didn't have to worry about the continuity, it'd be a perfect Wonder Woman title. It's so good, maybe because it doesn't have so much bogged down. You don't have to worry about a Justice League crossover. You don't have 40 Wonder Girls running around, but everything else is just core Wonder Woman, Diana, Steve Trevor's in there, Etta Candy. And those classic elements make for an excellent Wonder Woman book. So if you're not already reading that, highly recommend it. Another title or two, definitely recommend Batman and Superman World's Finest. This book has been great since it started years ago now. And issue 38 came out last week. They're in the midst of a crossover, another book that is awesome and great, Justice League Unlimited, both of which are written by Mark Waid. In this crossover, Gorilla Grodd has an idea. Some of his pals aren't quite as evil as they used to be. So he's gone and taken some steps to reunite the old gang, literally. And it's so great. Clayton Henry did the artwork for Batman, Superman. Huge fan of Clayton Henry's artwork. And this week, Travis Moore did the art for Justice League Unlimited. Travis Moore is awesome too. So artwork has been awesome. The story's been great. Absolutely fantastic characterizations of the DC characters. They sound the way that you expect them to, and that's always a cool key thing. So one of those final DC recommendation for the week, Green Lantern, just an awesome book. Jeremy Adams, Zermanico, killing that book. I mean, it's amazing. They're doing so much fun stuff with Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, Superboy's in there. Doesn't feel like he's out of place. Star Sapphire, even Dove. I mean, it's just like, how is Hawk and Dove's Dove here? But she's there. It's great. Check it out. Anyway, it's not Lyle's comic files. It's figure files. So let's see what everybody else was saying here. Blake, I think an undercover Target secret agent stole the Walmart truck and shipped it to my Target store because I got 2 Supergirl figures. Nice. Vintage Bob, I see your comment. I'm starring it and saving it for later. Vin Doom, evening figure files crew. Happy Thursday, my main man, Mr. Stacks. Jeffrey, what it is, Vin Doom. Heads up, this may be my last live for a while. My classes start tomorrow. It will be super busy. We'll definitely catch the replay. I'll look forward to seeing you in the comments. I am so happy you're with us tonight. Kick those classes' butts, my friend. You can do it. King Collector's here. The king is in the building. What's up, y'all? What's up, royalty? Oh, cybersecurity and IT admin. Nice. Nice, says Blake. Hopefully some big money jobs. Been doing me too. This is a total career change for me. Well, I'm hoping this career change works out for you, my friend, because it is madness and chaos out there in the real world right now. So hopefully this will work out. How long are your classes? I'm not watching the draft. I am recording ESPN and the NFL Network so I can hear them rave about the Niners and all the other teams' draft picks and then go 2 years from now, why did they make that decision? I hate that part of the draft. Everything, oh, what a great pick. And then, oh, yeah, that was a terrible pick. Why did they make that choice? Solomon Thomas was a rave pick for the Niners when we got him. That's a smart pick by the Niners. Now I was like, oh, I can't believe they picked him instead of Patrick Mahomes. Whatever. So anyway, that's why I'm taping them. This is time for me to make this scene. I was getting my water bottle. That's what happened. That's why I was late. Vintage Bob. I finished my Scar custom. Now working on a wired haired Medusa. Vintage Bob, you gotta let me see how that turns out. Brian P, come on. It's 8:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. I'm just trying to think of the rest of the Muppet Show song when I was reading that. It's time to get this party. Inspirational. Ryan Daly. What's up, Jeffrey and crew? Can't watch tonight because I'm going to see Sinners. Nice. So Chief won't be mad at me next week. Have a good show. Remember to watch out for the buckets. Everybody who watched Lyle's Movie Files last night will understand that joke. G-Brew, what's up? How are you tonight? The chat is jumping. Chamberlain, how are you? Brian P. Action figures are more important than sports ball, especially the draft. Well, we have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with this thing. Michael Solis on it. It's figure files time. Yeah, it is. We're here ready to do our thing. I play with toys. What's up? How are you? Loston. Loved your top 50 McFarlane figure video. Well, let's try that again with better reading. Loved your top 50 figures McFarlane needs to do video. Spot on, amigo. Thank you. It's a lot of work trying to figure out which teams were not going to get any more additions. I'm currently rereading All-Star Squadron. It pained me not to include those because I was like, oh, there's an easy wave. It's Johnny Quick, Liberty Bell, Firebrand, Build-A-Figure Robot Man, maybe Shining Knight to finish off the wave of 4 to build Robot Man. I feel like those teams that are really easy for him to do, he should do, because the All-Star Squadron's about 7 members deep, and then the rest are all JSA members. And we've got plenty of JSA characters. We can flesh out our All-Star Squadron. We got a steel figure, so we've got one down. Anyway, love to see those guys show up, guys and gals. Henry G's here, my main man, Jeff, Figure Files crew. Hope all are doing well. Hopefully you're having a great week too, Henry. Oh no, maybe you're hearing the mic before I'm picking up. Oh well, I'm gonna figure that out. I'll talk with tech support. NFL closed the door. I love a good pun. Love it. Dark Knight 297. What's good, Jeff and the Figure Files crew? Happy Thursday to all. And to all, a good night. What's up, Futurama? Yeah. A retro Virgo? Help me out with that one. Rick Hate is here. Green Christmas. Hail, Lyle's Figure Files. What's up? Rom Wave looking pretty dope. I play with toys. Don't you mean, good sir? It is the wave just the figure I've been anticipating adding to my collection for years. It's got to be the Banshee wave. Rom can get some special consideration. All right. Let's see here. DJ Jedi, what's good, Lyle's Figure Files peeps? What's going on with you, my friend? You be playing. Jeffrey, what's up, my dude? What's going on? Glad I could catch one of those lives and not just watch it later. Hope all is well, bud. I'm doing solid, sensational, and stoked with another edition of Lyle's Figure Files. Some of my pickups. Can't wait to get into those. And I think we're going to have a great discussion tonight, so we'll see how this goes. G-Brew, I'm going to go right back to this in just a minute. Okay, I think. Fleecy! Oh, shoot, I forgot. Fleecy, good deal. What up, Jeff? What up, Lawson? What up, crew? Thanks again, guys. Fleecy, while you're watching the show, can you send me a photo with the goods that you received from us? Lawson asked me to remind you, and I totally forgot. So if you could, that'd be awesome. Hank Day, Bay Area in the house with Jeff. What's up? What's up? How are you? Bang, bang, Niner gang in the building. All right, let's see. Lost. All right. Let's get into it now. Now catch up with everybody else. What y'all get this week? So for me, let's get into it. What did I get in the mail? No, in the store, and then what I got in the mail, and then what I got today. So I went to Target Saturday and got finally, because I don't need another line to collect, but because these two were $8.99, I was like, there's no way I can avoid this any longer. So I got the cartoon classics, Prince Adam and Cringer. I'm not going to get the entire line, but these two were too great, especially for $8.99 to not get. So very excited about them. They weren't the cheapest pickup. I also got this thing. It was originally $39.99. I still had it in my Amazon cart. And it's like, I do need to delete that. I still can't believe how much this sucker originally cost. The IG-12 in Grogu with these two aliens, those guys from the sequel trilogy, which are more fun than The Mandalorian, and grab this. And it had been on clearance for a minute for like $10.99. And I've picked it up several times at that price point. Like, it's not bad. I mean, this is cheaper than your average Black Series figure. I didn't buy it. And I was like, look at it later. And later, of course, was Saturday when I took it to the price scanner. It said, price not available. See cashier for assistance. Went to one. He said, I can't figure it out. But it looks like it's been zeroed out of our system. And I can't sell it to you because we're going to have to throw it and give it to Goodwill. I'm like, that's terrible. And I went to customer service because I thought this would be worth the wait in line for it. And it was, because this bad boy rang up to $3.99. This is probably going to be my best, cheapest figure purchase in all of 2025. I mean, it's basically like, here, you want it, take it. And I mean, this is cheaper than a extra value meal at McDonald's, even a $5 one, or your biggie bag at Wendy's. Then in the mail from Hasbro Pulse, got this ROM the Space Knight, not from the ROM wave, but from the Banshee wave. But it was really cool. ROM looks amazing. All the hype that I've been seeing online, people who already got this figure raving. He looks great, even in the package. I do like the setup with the comic book look to it. That was great. And then today, oh, that's right. After watching Sunday HBO, a little show called The Last of Us, I decided I need to go to GameStop and pick it up. So they actually had it. So I was able to get it. So we'll be playing that over the weekend. But also, let me show you what else was there. Trying to pull up the pictures. And I was pretty excited about this because I looked on Pulse when I got home and was like, well, oh man, this is true. They weren't supposed to be out yet. So they've got the newest wave of Black Series figures. You can see, hopefully she'll get in focus, Luminera. And then also, you can notice Banshee, he was in stock, and Adam Warlock. But since I have Banshee, according to my Pulse email, shipping soon, I just decided to hold out and wait for it. But I was like, man, I can't believe that. And then also, oh, here's a better picture and of course, this Banshee had a perfect paint job. It really had me hesitating, like, should I make this move? Am I going to regret this? Probably, but there you go. And then Sebulba, my first time seeing him anywhere. So GameStop once again coming through with figures early and have them so I can actually see them on their stands, on their shelves. It's really cool. But because I was like, I got to make sure I get the great paint job, I did pick up Shock T. So I've got another one of the Jedis. I thought the Attack of the Clones accent color was not red, but I guess it kind of makes sense because the war started. But happy to get her, another important Jedi added to my prequel shelf. So excited about that. And then I got to pick up Luminera because apparently I did not pre-order this wave from Pulse. Excuse me. Now let's see what y'all got. G-Brew, I pre-ordered Fantastic Four She-Hulk, picked up Archie Comics Shredder, some Marvel trading cards, Ramones, and Dead Kennedy shirts. Nice. Where do you get your shirts from? Oh, my NECA Mirage April O'Neil should arrive on Monday. Nice. Lawson, I don't collect Ninja Turtle stuff, but I have to admit, I took a second look at that April O'Neil figure. Looks good. She does. John Morrissey, Rom, Dakin, and Adam Warlock arrived today. That's so wild. It's like, why do I have to wait so long for Banshee? But I see Dakin is now available on Target's website too. Adam Warlock looked really good in person as well. Just have to hope they sit around for a little bit just so I can use my $5 GameStop rewards, because I don't know if you noticed, but GameStop did raise the price to $25.99 for these figures, but their pro member price still takes it down to $24.69. So it's cheaper than the original price. And then if you get that $5 off, it still takes it down pretty nice. So there you go. Yeah, let's go back in. Oh, John, what are your favorites of those three? Or did you get a chance to open them yet? Loston. What I got this week so far: Steamboat and $1 Million Man Coliseum 2-pack. What did you think of it? 2-pack, Rom, Dakin, Springer, Bone Crusher, Scrapper. Oh, you had a pretty good haul. Which was your favorite? You know, I gotta ask you that. Bud, Mayors, Finn Doom, the Marvel Legends, Adam Warlock, Rom, and Ultimate Iron Man came yesterday. Digging all three. Rom is a very impressive figure, even in the package. It's like, man, this is a solid looking figure. Again, I love the way they did those eyes. Dark Knight 297 says, smash that like button and subscribe. Well, thank you. But Mayfex Daredevil, loved it. Maximum Spider-Man, not so much. And you're one of the first people outside of like the egregious, terrible paint jobs. I've seen some wild ones on that front. Let me see if I can pull one. My buddy sent me on our text there. I was like, this is insane. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's go. They're still texting, so I was like seeing if there's something else. Everybody's getting hit really hard with these tariffs, though. Super 7 apparently just sent out an email. And of course, as usual, I'm going to try to find this, but I've seen some Spider-Man, Maximum Spider-Man pictures where the paint job really, really bad and not lining up properly. And of course, with his lines, that's not good if that happens. And of course, why do every week I do this? I'm like, oh, I'll find this, but we text too much for me to find it. I'll try to track it down later for y'all. Vindum, Jeff getting nervous for not getting a McFarlane Absolute Batman. So, what is it? On the 27th, I think it's from the 27th through the 30th. McFarlane's doing like a special week of reveals. Maybe it's just going to be seeing figures that they've announced and we've seen their little render shots. We're actually going to see the figures. But I'm expecting to see some more reveals for more figures. I've got to assume they, the first slate of absolute titles, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, for anybody who has the DC license, those are the three you make figures of. And it's like, let me knock these three out real fast. So even if we get some out to us in December, I've got to assume he's hard at work on absolute versions of all three of the Trinity for DC characters. So we'll see. I don't think you need to be worried about McFarlane letting a Batman figure slip through before he makes it. I mean, he may stop the molds, stop the presses of any more figures until I get this absolute Batman out. I think we'll see that before the time it's done. Exactly. I know a guy now. Roberts, Infinite Realms. What up, party people? How's it going, Jeff? Outstanding. How are you tonight? Lawson. I'll be honest, I love a classic Zatanna from McFarlane, but I'd also love her 80s white and blue costume with a cape and that crazy hot pink thing on her head. Yeah, it's one of those deals where both of her outfits are really cool. And there are good stories associated with both looks, where it's like, I like the fishnets magician look, but I think her other one's far more of a superhero thing. Plus, you've got Black Canary on the same team. How many women do you need with fishnets on the same team? I like that Perez look for a little bit more because her color scheme is not something that a lot of the Justice League members in that satellite era have. White is a primary color, so it helps her stand out. So I'd love to see that. Oh, Purgle is a space whale from Ahsoka. I wonder if we'd see that from the Vintage collection. That doesn't seem impossible for them. Where we think that'd be, they really have to stretch that to make it part of the like a HasLab or something. But thank you. It's seated in the context of that. I got you now. Thank you. Rodney Sessoms is here. Good evening, Jeffrey. Now let's see Hasbro. Let's see if Hasbro can give us classic Conan figure. I think they missed out on that. But I don't think they'll be able to. Jeff, do you know the new She-Hulk will be available on Amazon? Trying to avoid Big Bad Toy Store if I can. You're talking about this figure. It's not going to be available on Amazon, but my affiliate, Entertainment Earth, does have her. And I think maybe Big Bad Toy Store has it for $25.99, but my affiliate, because Big Bad Toy Store is not one of them, has her for $1 more. We've seen this figure. They didn't have to do anything really spectacular because that first She-Hulk in the retro Iron Man wave was so well done, and repainting her was a no-brainer. And of course, I would have loved to have seen just a little bit of something here, just a cheap band. I still might try to find one because I think with her, where the belt is showing up, her abs are still popping out, makes it look a little weird. Might have to try to throw in a little belt. Maybe just use a rubber band that I paint white. But I think this is a really solid looking figure. This hairstyle didn't make a lot of sense for what She-Hulk was doing with the Fantastic Four, but it's nice that they included an alternate portrait for her, so that's kind of cool. But this that's it right there. So nice job. Looking forward to adding this figure to my Fantastic Four display. Scheduled to arrive in July, so we'll see if that actually holds true. And she hasn't sold out, which is a nice thing. There's no, oh man, I missed this 5-minute window. So that's encouraging. Maybe it's the price point. I'm pretty sure over on Pulse. Let me do this really quick. Pulse, great. I think she's still the basic price point. Let me see. Yeah, so they've got her right now. Oops, sorry. And she is sold out at $24.99. I spoke too soon. But yeah, she is available on Entertainment Earth. I think Big Bad Toy Store still had her last time I checked. G-Brew, Banshee, Adam Warlock Dakin, The Beast of the Masonic Raptor, Night of the Living Dead soundtrack on vinyl, and Mega Man shipping from Big Bad Toy Store. Nice pile of loot for you too. Thank you, Fleazy. Waiting on Adam and Banshee. And I saw those two in person today. Vintage Bob got Banshee yesterday. Sucks that they cheaped out on the colors of the back of his underarm wings. Well, I mean, the other one had the same deal. I'm sorry you didn't like it. I am looking forward to finally getting that Banshee in the collection. I play with toys. Good pickup, Jeffrey. Thank you. I do appreciate it. John Morrissey says, Dark Knight 297 is right. While we're all waiting, Hulk smash that like button. Lawson says, always the first thing I do is hit that like. Appreciate it. King of Letter, yeah, that's a good deal on that Adam and Cringer. They'll fit good with your Motu Masterverse figures. See, it is. I'm gonna look at those with the Masterverse figures and go, yeah, you could probably get the cartoon classics. I'm sure it won't be a big, massive rabbit hole. And of course, we saw, what was this back at New York Toy Fair? Where like Mondo's gonna be doing 6-inch scale Masters of the Universe 2000. I don't know how many Masters of the Universe lines I'm actually gonna have in my collection, but apparently I've got room for a few more. Blake, this week from Target, McFarlane Supergirl, Batman 89, Adam Strange, Necklace Sesame Street, Ernie, Amazon, Ramen Banshee, living the action figure dream this week. There you go. All right, you know what the question is, Blake. What's your favorite of all that stuff you picked up? There's some real winners in that, though. I mean, some of those are contenders for like end of the year. What's your favorite one? But yeah, good stuff. Rodney, I received my Page Puncher Supergirl, World of Tomorrow, Kingdom Come Soups, and Platinum 78 Superman showed up this week. Nice. So it's funny because I'm seeing a lot of people are finding the wave of Supergirl and Kingdom Come Superman. Some are already finding not Damage and Nucleon, not Nucleon. What does he call himself? Atom Smasher. Dating myself, but I haven't seen anything. My targets are kind of barren right now. Got Dark Flash. We've got the Fleischer Superman. And that's about it. I did see, and I'm pretty sure I didn't take a photo. They're starting to clearance out the Orion and Wildcat wave. Or $11.99 when I checked the price scanner this week. Metamorpho on the Superpowers wave. He's $5.99. So there you go. There's a few options. I didn't see anything else on sale though. Vintage Bob, I should have Rom on Monday. I decided to get him after all. It's a good looking figure. Lost it. $3.99. Jeffrey, I'll pay you $4.05 for it right now. Seriously, that thing is like, whoa, it's a crazy price. I play with toys. I say Ron Wade because I expected nothing from him. Also, Ultimate Iron Man is actually pretty dope too. is he as good as the Ultimate Captain America, which was it blow my mind. Like, this figure is so much fun to pose and play with. Yeah, this is the main reason I'm gonna get this Ultimate Iron Man, a character version of Iron Man I have no attachment to. But I've got this Ultimate Captain America that looks too awesome to just sit there by himself. But we'll see. Brian P. I got the wrong figure too, but there's a little black spot in the center of his chest. I can't unsee it. I hate when that happens. Now that's the one thing that's going on with Mattel in their Ultimate Edition WWE line. They put in 3 portraits, and sometimes one of those portraits has some weird paint issues. Like there's some black on the face that you can't scratch out or just kind of rub off. My Hollywood Hogan, he's got 3 portraits, and then one just has a random splotch of blonde in the black beard. I don't understand what's going on, but yeah, it's kind of weird with that. It's definitely a thing where it's like I see it and I cannot never see it again. But doubt my Page Puncher Supergirl shows up, but fingers crossed, I'm crossing them for you. Where'd you order her from? Walmart? Brian P. At least I got Age of Apocalypse, Gambit, and X-Force Nightcrawler. Solid. That's a pretty good wave of X-Men characters, though. I'm really impressed with they kind of scratched off a bunch or checked off a bunch of boxes throughout the X-Men history, X-Men lore. We got a Generation X character, an X Factor character, I can't say Marrow is a new X-Men at this point, but another member to that new version team with Marrow, Maggot, and Dr. Cecile Reyes. But yeah, it's like that was a nice. And we got some Age of Apocalypse figures, both versions, the original, the Uncanny X-Force, Age of Apocalypse storyline, build a figure that ties in with that too. So I thought it was a pretty solid wave. And no limits in that one. Harry G, Black Series, Luminera, Unduli, and Shakti, Age of the Primes, Triptychon. Where did you get them? Did you get them from GameStop as well? Because I checked on Pulse just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I was like, wait, I thought I pre-ordered that wave. Rick Cage, Orlando's my home. Can't be mad at Mickey. Got a big bad toy store box today. Classified figure, imported figure, green camo, Army Santa, and Winter Santa. Valiverse, Action Force. That's Action Force, right? Action Force weapons. Definitely not prognosticators. Roberts, Infinite Realms. I got Street Fighter Gal and DJ. Marvel Legends of Fang, cheap. Shape Series, Joel and Ellie set. Bit short though. Which one, Joel or so? Is Joel not match up scale wise properly with Ellie and Dakin? Hope rest of the wave soon. Good job, Robert. Which was your favorite of that group? Rodney received Platinum 78 Superman this week and have both Page Puncher Supergirl and Kingdom Come Soup showing up this Saturday. Where did you order yours from? Bud, Adam Strange from GameStop here tomorrow. So I saw an Adam Strange look like maybe a collector was trying to like slyly hide him in the back of the video game collector's display. And he had just enough paint issues. I was like, I don't need this one. But he seems to be the one of those that's this latest wave that's harder to find. I've seen Deadshot several times and I had him in hand. I was like, you don't need to get it right now. Got some other stuff coming. I play with toys. Hasbro know who people are waiting on from waves, so they hold out on the stars of each one. I feel like Rom is going to be one. I think a lot of people are going to be repping hard come the end of the year. So for me, Banshee is the one I was looking forward to, but Rom really looks like a nice figure. Stands out. Michael Solis, I got a haul this week. McFarlane Ghost of Zod. Which version did you get? Because they have all kinds of like really fun ones. No, that's the Brainiac. The Brainiac. Okay, cool. Motu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Raphael, and the whole Dakin wave, except Banshee. Did you order those from? I guess you didn't order from Amazon because Amazon actually has Banshee in stock. King Elector. I saw Rom a week ago at GameStop. Just didn't feel any nostalgia for him. But I haven't seen those Black Series Jedi yet. I do need them. I'm pretty sure I went to GameStop on Tuesday. It was Tuesday. And they were not there. I think they just arrived today along with the Nintendo Switches. So everybody's like, oh, I didn't get my Switch. Nobody cared about the action figures, but I did. So it worked out. Lawson says Rom's going to be a contender for best figure of the year. I thought so. The internet. Okay, cool. Get my shirts from the internet, eBay, Fright red rags, cavity color, sometimes hot topic, and box lunch, all online. Hot Topic and Box Lunch have a nice online selection of X-Men shirts. I have to check out Box Lunch and the X-Men shirts. I can use a few new ones because I need more team ones. We're getting into that time of year where the hoodies are about to get retired. The weather here was 81 degrees. Since I was outside in the morning at 51, I kept the hoodie. Lawson. I think Rom is going to be my favorite, Jeffrey. Legends finally nailed the character 100%. It is Rom, baby. I think there are a few others that I really think they nailed. And of course, on the spot this moment, I can't think of them, but they're I think they have some pretty good ones where I'm like, wish I could find a problem. I think that King is really good. Man, I think he's solid. I don't have a lot of issues with him that I can think of. He's one that immediately came to mind. The Liefeld Cable, that's a really good figure based off of how he looks, and he moves the way a Rob Liefeld Cable probably would move. But yeah. Henry G. Also got Super 7, Deluxe, Chitaran, Tigra, Copper Kid, and Space Racer. DC Multiverse, Batman Begins, Batman, 89 Batman, Batman Begins, Red Platinum Scarecrow. What is the difference? I've been to a few Targets. I've seen the Red Platinum one, and then I saw the other one. Then I was like, wait, where's the Red Platinum one? This one. Is there a difference? Because I wasn't able to see, because I didn't have both of them in hand to compare them. I saw one in one store and the other in another. And Fleister Animated Soups. Nice. You had a nice haul, Henry. I pulled a hollow foil of my boy Cyclops. Nice. Jamelin. Pretty decent haul for me this week. Rom and Banshee from Amazon. Savage Land, Professor X. Picked up the Count Von Count. Pee Wee Herman and Reaction Cover Girl from Target. Grabbed Turtles of Gray Skull Leatherhead on impulse. Finally picked up the Adamant Alistair Gangrene. Showed up from Mezco. Very nice. Which Adam did you pick up? Is that the DC digital one? Thing 94. What's up? I got Marvel Legends Ultimate Iron Man and the new NECA Holothon Shredder and April version 2 today in the mail. Good stuff. The Shredder looks really cool. And another pickup for Ultimate Iron Man. What do you think of the figure? I love hearing what everybody picks up every week. I don't know if you guys get it, but it's one of my favorite things because it's like no one in my circle that sees me in person is like excited about what I pick up, and no one would care. And I'm like, I got this Star Wars IG-12 for $3, and I just picked up Shakti. So it was nice being able to talk about the pickups with fellow like-minded collectors. Rom also made up for that lackluster Maximum Disappointment Hulk figure. And lost, and they can't all be winners. Bud, eBay and old school Mattel 75th anniversary Green Arrow. Why did I say it that way? Green Arrow. What's the 75th anniversary one? I'm trying to remember what that one looked like. And I love, again, I'll say this for the 50th time, I really appreciate it with DC Classics, where they knocked out the classic Neil Adams look for Green Arrow. And then in Wave 20, I really think it was Wave 20, we got the modern version. I was like, great. I don't care about this look whatsoever because you gave us one of the best figures in the whole line, that Wave 9 Green Arrow. And so I wish they would do that like both companies. Upcoming Mattel, McFarlane right now, Hasbro with Marvel Legends. Do the definitive version of a character, the one that's appeared in the most issues. That way it makes it simple. There's no, we got to get this modern one that's going to be around for 4 more issues. Do the classic look that survived, endured for so long. Then we'll do whatever flash and pan look a character might have over time. Because the fans of that look will probably be happy about it. But not the ones who collected something for years and years and years. Devin B. I found Deadshot at GameStop. Got Adam Warlock, Banshee, and Ultimate Iron Man from Amazon. Got a Copper Kid Wonder Woman from Target. Copper Kid? I'm curious. Are they selling them now? DJ Jedi, new arrivals this week. Rom and the Max Fleischer Superman. Bringing the number of McFarlane DC figures. I owe it up to 6. There you go. Which other ones do you have there? Silver Age Suits and Fantastic Four She-Hulk on pre-order. Nice. Justin, what does Super 7 say? I don't get their emails. Let me pull it up really fast. So Dear Super 7 community, this is the email. We want to share an important update about how recent changes in global trade and important tariffs are affecting us. Starting today, April 24th, an 8% surcharge will be added to all non-apparel items. Let's see. Even with this surcharge, it still doesn't cover the full impact we're facing. We're doing everything we can behind the scenes to minimize the effect on our community. If conditions change or a better solution becomes available, we'll reevaluate the surcharge immediately. Super 7 has always been just about more than toys. It's about the people who collect them. We'll keep you updated every step of the way, and we sincerely appreciate your understanding and continued support during this time. Sincerely, Team Super 7. So that's what they said. It's a rough deal, I think. Now, this is, I'm saying this is someone who has been affected with these changes in the prices of figures I was buying or pre-ordered. There was a lot that changed from Entertainment Earth. They're the main ones that I got where it's like, oh, now I'll say they weren't that bad, but I mean, who wants to pay more for the figures, right? Because I mean, we're trying to find most of this stuff for cheap. But I think if there's a retailer you support and want to see continue to exist beyond this craziness with the tariffs, try to limit your cancellations just to write them out. And if they decide to act shady and keep the prices up when the tariffs go down, peace out on them. But I think it's really going to hurt those smaller stores that we support. We don't want to see them dry up. We don't want to see it just become a monopoly with a big fish. And we'll raise the prices. So if you can, stick with them. If not, of course, absolutely zero pressure. Cancel what makes sense for you with your finances. But if you can, try to stick with them. We'll try to get through all this craziness together. Harry G, nice come up on that IG-12 and Grogu. Thought I did good finding for 7. You did, but $3.99, that's still in the half. Exactly. I paid more. I paid less. I guess I paid $1 for each one of those figures. You want to count those small with his figures. George Emery, what's up, George? I found a DC Digital Superman at Target. So everybody, my Targets must be stocking tomorrow because they've done absolutely nothing. I love the figure. It looks great. The color's great. Absolutely. I am so excited about that Superman. It's like, this is what you should have done all along, Todd. Dark Knight 297. I had the Maximum Spidey fig, Ron Banshee X-Force Nightcrawler, and Chameleon in my pile of loot ready to ship from Big Bad Toy Store. Nice. Michael Solis. McFarlane not doing a new extreme version of Batman is unheard of. Exactly. We're going to see that one. Lost it. You ever see those movies where the bad guys have a huge cube of money stacked up in a warehouse? Similarly, my studio has a huge cube made of action figures just now. I won't turn my camera around so you can see the other side of what I'm looking at over here. Dark Knight 297. Oh, I had to pre-order that Fantastic Four Shield. So that's great. Snake Eyes, I got my giant man and he is amazing. And he has straight eyes. Nice. Which old one? Are you talking about the one from Toy Biz or the one from Hasbro, the old Rashidi version? Lost it. I need to find Sesame Street count. You're having trouble finding them? I see them all the time. Let me know. Lawson, one thing I love about McFarlane, they don't make you wait a year for figures. Turnaround times are stellar. I ordered Page Punchers on Wednesday and had them on Saturday. It is awesome. I love that too. Because it's like when they have the glamour shot, it's like, oh, look, 2 weeks later, the figure's here in stores. Futurama, yeah. I like the Super 7 Sesame Street figures. They look good, but I'm all about these NECA ones. Like, they're going to have to fight me off to make me stop collecting those. G-Brew, the only reason I bought the Ultimate Cap was so I could steal the shield for Secret Wars Cap. I'm trying to remember what Ultimate's. What was the Ultimate? Oh, is that like just a basic straight up one? I think I still have mine with him. Hank Day, you guys know the girl that got ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin, and man, he said, "You got me, brother." It was wild. I mean, it was crazy. I'm glad he did not take the ATV back up the ramp after it was jamming those Steve wires. That on a bad look. Bobo, what's up, Jeff? What's up, Bobo? Michael Solis. The Ultimate Iron Man has 2 ball joints in the chest instead of a waist twist. It's amazing. See, they do this wild stuff with these figures. I'm like, I don't care about this figure, but the stuff they do is so cool. It's exciting. Looking forward to getting that figure. David Thanos, what up, homie? Black series. Anakin looks good, but the Andor season 2 casting figures are a bit off. Really? But I felt like that was probably the best look of casting we've had yet. Because he's one I don't think they've gotten the likeness down for. Black series Anakin. I need to see an updated Revenge of the Sith. Both Anakin and Obi-Wan. I need as much articulation. This is one where they charge 35 and throw in a ton of articulation. I'm on it. And a robe. Because that is like the fight in the 6 films. And I really need them to be able to do all their moves. I want to be able to have my Anakin where he's swirling the lightsaber behind his back. Can't do that right now. I saw up on Walmart right now. I play with toys. I just got a $200 mech with a scratch on his face. Hopefully they will return it for you or let you return it with no problem. Lawson, open the outer box of the Steamboat $1 Million Man 2-pack to check out both figures and their packages, but haven't opened either yet. I'm way behind on opening things this week. I have no stones to throw, Lawson. G-Brew, I really want Gen X Banshee and Emma to be revealed and drop. They're some of my favorite looks they've had. Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll get to them now. Brian P. I forgot I was also able to get, what's that? Age of the Primes, Air Raid when Target had 30% off Transformers. No Slingshot, though. I didn't see any when they had that sale going on. Now I've seen a few of them. I play with toys. At Lyles. You don't have to be so formal. Call me by my last name. I hear that all day during the workday. I need help getting that AEW classic flat top Sting you found. So after I found that wave of AEW figures, I haven't seen any new AEW stuff. I guess people actually really wanted that wave. Lawson, I pre-ordered She-Hulk today. I was shocked. They didn't sell out super fast. I remembered her about an hour after she dropped and she was still up on Pulse Big Bad. Yeah. I think I totally forgot about her dropping too. And then I got the email. I was checking my email. I was like, oh, right. That was today. I was like, well, let's try it. She was there. So I was happy about that. Just ordered her from Big Bad Toy Store. Awesome. Vin Doom, has anyone received their McFarlane Super Friends yet? Or McFarlane Deadshot? I think I've seen some people finding them in Target. Not here, but I've seen people see them there. G-Brew. Saw Deadshot and Adam Strange at my local GameStop today. Nice. They also had all those new prequel Star Wars figures. So yours hit too. Okay. Lawson. You know what figures did sell out fast? McFarlane Silver Age Bizarro, Batman Year One, and Jim Gordon. Yeah, it's almost like collectors want the older looks for figures. Who knew, right? Northern Nomad. Sup, suckers? Henry G. Got the Jedi from Amazon, Triptychon from GameStop, Tiger and Chitara from Target, everything else from Big Bad. Nice. David Thanos. This week got me Sting Blade Runner Chase 2. Got me Sting Blade Runner Chase. Nice. 2 platinum. Two-Face Platinum. Icon. Let me read again. This week got Sting Blade Runner Chase. Nice. Platinum Two-Face. Platinum Icon. Chase DDP. Bang! And Silver Age Superman. Sting is my favorite. Nice. Well, did I remember this incorrectly, or did Mattel show off a Blade Runner rock of Ultimate Warrior? Was I just imagining that? Finish Bob. They did Count Nefaria pretty dang near perfectly. So I wanted him to be a little bit bigger. Speaking of Count Nefaria, though, this still boggles my mind. I'm just like, I cannot believe this is the reality of what happened. I went to Ross looking for all these great discounts on stuff. Saw this guy, Count Nefaria. Can you see how much he went for it? $9.99. This figure is too good to be $10. And I'm like, I can't believe he's the only figure from that wave I seem to be missing when they put a bunch of stuff that I want. And I was like, wow, I can't believe he is at Ross for this price point. Nice. Your Vincent Price pre-ordered action figure shipped at last was delayed twice. When did he first go up? Rick Cage. Awesome pickup, Sir Jeff. Happy your Target had items on hand. Red seems to be your color. Thank you. Oh, Hot Topic has these X-Men shirts too. Oh, team shirts. Thank you. Okay. Jim Lee team costume shirt, not blue and gold. Thank you. I'm gonna have to check them out after the show. Hey, Vintage Bob. If Marvel Select does not get to him, we know who will. Hasbro, eventually. Robert, Ali, and Joel are both short. I called them over teen scale rather. Oh, that's not good. I think they're what, $29.99 now? I don't know if I like that short scale though. Method to Madness, what's up? What's up, Figure Fam? Just got home and happy with my pickups this week. Marine Sniper G.I. Joe Classified. You found the Sniper at Ross, right? And Brother Voodoo, Marvel Legends, $6 at Ross. Man, why can't I find that wave at Ross? I've been to like 3 Ross stores this week and have found none of that Blackheart wave. Power Girl at Walmart and Mayfax Spidey in the mail. Which Spider-Man did you get? Lawson, right now, I'm super jealous of a certain Loud Figure Files member who has the Mezco Fantastic Four. And yes, they can, Jeffrey. Yes, they can all be winners. I wish they were. Generally, yep. DC Digital Adam. I was trying to wait, but it seems like multiverse figures are getting a little scarce at retail. Yeah, which is weird because so many people were so happy that McFarlane was getting out of these figures. Pixelated poses. What's going on? What's up? I got taken in this week. Still waiting for Banshee, but I'm tempted to go on a tour run to see if he can be found locally. Where did you order Banshee from? Yeah, because I mean, it has the Joker in hand. Perfect paint job. And with those colors, a perfect paint job can be a little dicey. But yeah, check GameStop. They actually might have them in. Oh, Cooper Wonder Woman. Okay, got you. Those figures are fun. I don't have any of them, but I like seeing them on the stands. They look fun. Yeah, I was glad I don't know. Would have been worse if she was a Walmart or Target exclusive. Snake Eyes. Saw Metaphor Renfancio figures pre-order opening tomorrow. Can't wait to get them. Nice. I play with toys. McFarlane finally gave us a dang near perfect TC, the Silver Age Superman. The blue hair is on point. I love when they do that stuff, right? King Collector. Right. That classic Green Arrow was an awesome figure. I still remember it took me a while to get that one back in the day, but he was a must-have. Absolutely. Great figure. Pixelated poses. I'll cancel on Hasbro in a minute. Smaller vendors, not anymore. Exactly. Gotta stick with them. Lawson. Smaller companies like Boss Fight Studios could use some support right now. I'm sure in the Red Sonja figure is the bomb. If you haven't bought one, get one. Hey, Lawson, maybe what we should do next week, while we do this, why don't we do a giveaway for Boss Studios Red Sonja figure? What do you think? Energy. Well, one difference on the Red Platinum Scarecrow is he doesn't have the potato sack overlay thing. Oh, okay. Thank you. I've really been like, what am I missing with these two? Lost it. Yeah, I haven't been able to find Count anywhere locally at all. Someone could hook me up with one. I can PayPal folks. I'll check for you tomorrow. Lawson, likeness to Steamboat Net 2 packs, the best I've seen so far. Also, the $1 Million Man. Coliseum did great work on the face sculpts. I love being able to switch out the head sculpts. Like when I'm taking the photos, it's so much fun. You're like, now he's taking a move, so he shouldn't be smiling. I love that, just being able to do that, because it's kind of tricky sometimes when you have a figure with a smiling head sculpt and it's like he's getting put in a submission hold. I can't have him smiling. It looks weird. Harry G had Booker T on my cart. Walmart should have pulled the trigger. Went back later and sold out online. Let me do something for you really fast, Henry G, because earlier when I checked, and I've stopped checking since I got them. Try something here. Okay. Can you do anything? All right, let's see really fast. Booker T. Now, checking on Creations Mattel right now. $23. He's sold out, darn it. So earlier, he was actually in stock, like earlier this week. I will keep checking for you and let you know if he's there again. Rick Cage. I started reading Fantastic Four during Burns' run. I love She-Hulk, so I pre-ordered 2 from Big Bad Toy Store, standard for loose and collector grade on card. Green Christmas. Luke Cage was going to have a word with you, my friend. King Collector Vin Doom. Those McFarlane Super Friends showed up in my pile of loot Friday. Wow. So quick. Lawson. I need a wire cape for my Count Nefaria and about 30 other Legend figures. Having 2 of the 80th anniversary Hulk figures takes a lot of the sting out of that Maximum Hulk. That 80th anniversary Hulk is a really good figure. King Collector, man, my Ross is slacking big time. Not seeing any Marvel Legends there, G.I. Joe Classified. Yeah, I haven't seen a G.I. Joe in a minute. Big Rib. What's up, Jeffrey? What's up? Great pickups this week. Grim Knight, Croc, 2-pack, Marvel Legends Banshee, Hot Toys Deluxe Joker. Nice. I gotta assume that's your favorite this week, right? Matthew, what's going on? That boss fight, Red Sonja, is good. See, that's solid. Lawson, I think it would have been worse if She-Hulk had been a Walmart exclusive, Jeff, because in case you haven't been keeping up on current events, Walmart tends to lose whole trucks. Not even for wholesale. They just lose the trucks. Fright Rags. Nice. Okay. Good to know. A lot of options. Method of Madness. Mayfix Spider I got is the red blue one from AliExpress. I know it's a knockoff. I couldn't say no to the price. How much was it? Lawson. Jeffrey, I'm down for that. Next week, let's give away a Boss Fight Studio Red Sonja to a member of Loud's Figure Files. Let's go. I should make it even more fun. All right. So, just to see who's been paying attention and watching this show. Yes, this show. Let's do this. We're going to do something different this time. What I'm going to do, we're not going to do this right this moment, but write this down. I'm going to write it down too so I don't forget the code. All I'm going to do next week is ask for the code. I'm going to say, give me the code. Or can I make that work? Maybe I won't be able to. We'll try it. That's what I'll do. I can still draw. All right, so we're going to do this. Don't enter this in right now. Just write it down for later, for next week. I'm going to show you this. Let's make you a new window. There we go. That's what I need to do. All right, I'm going to put up the code for next week's drawing of Red Sonja. So for those of you all who are watching this, you have an exclusive access to this because I won't put up the code for anybody else. So let's do this. Move this one. Let's present a new screen. Write this down. It will be available. It won't be available next week. I'm just going to say put in the code. So don't put it in right now. This will not count. That's going to be the code for the Boss Fight Studio Red Sonja figure next week. Hashtag red. So just do that next week. And then you'll be automatically into the drawing to get this Boss Fight Studio Red Sonja figure. Keep it quiet. Increase your chances of winning. All right. I'll put that back up later on. But for now, there we go. Lost and don't spoil the secret. Don't tell them how the sauce is made. Big Rip. Dang, I just ran into an account earlier today. Let us know if you still find it though, because Lawson could absolutely need it. Yeah, just let us know. Bam, back to this one. Okay, great. DJ Jedi, other McFarlane's Island, Steel, Platinum, White Templar, Azrael, Black Lightning, Signal, Batwing, the character, Batman, Detective Comics 27, and Nightfall, nice, and 3 different John Stewarts. There you go. So you got a solid collection going there. Jibru, Batman animated series, and reruns of Super Friends were my introduction to DC Comics. Very solid introduction. David Thanos, has anybody gotten the Chester Cheetos and Tony the Tiger? I have not. King Collector, has anyone found that black and white McFarlane Two-Face? My Walmart has nothing for DC. My Target is just as badly. Someone just, I think it was David Thanos. I think it was David Thanos who said he found the Platinum Edition. Why am I writing this code down? I'm mailing it. Andre Cologne. Got it. Nice. I like how it was blue. All right, good deal. So caught up there. It's 9:07. Let's do this thing here. Let's talk. And I don't even have to do the what do you want to talk about? But before we do that, she's gonna get this. And I'm gonna make sure to pick this up for Chief. Hot Toys revealed their 6 scale collector version of Superman based on the James Gunn Superman starring David Cornsweet as the Man of Steel himself. So much texturing and paneling on this costume, but I'm curious to see what this looks like. That's a question, but that's what you do. That's what I did. I knew I was not going to remember this point in the episode when I go back to screenshot it. So that's why I wrote it down. Let's see. And then tomorrow, going up for pre-order, this guy, General Grievous from Figure Arts. He looks pretty impressive. And really looking forward to seeing how this guy turns out because I had the Black Series one, but I'm thinking maybe that one will be a little bit better. So we'll see. And now, I'll worry with that later. Let's talk about the big news that was so fortunate to come early Thursday and not like tomorrow, which would have been awful because I had to do an emergency podcast. But right away, let's get into it. Right away at 9:09. Hasbro extends their long-running strategic relationship with Disney Consumer Products for premier Star Wars and Marvel franchises. What a long-winded way to say we're keeping the license for Star Wars and Marvel. Now, there's some folk online who are like, yo, a bird told me that Hasbro is going to give up their license and give them away to everybody else. That doesn't make any sense. But now we know with no doubt, no uncertainty that Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, Star Wars Vintage Collection will continue to come. So I'm going to go through the highlights of this thing. Under the extended agreement, Hasbro will continue to develop a wide range of products for families and fans of all ages based on the iconic brands. This includes bringing characters from the Star Wars galaxy to life in action figure form through the highly popular lines, the Black Series and the Vintage Collection. They got lightsabers and, of course, mentioned Darth Vader and the Mandalorian. I love this, though. Hasbro has established a tremendous fan base for its Marvel Legends action figure series, which showcases fan favorite characters from the Marvel Universe like Spider-Man and Black Panther. Shout out Black Panther getting mentioned in the press release. How about that? I felt like that was a big deal. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Hasbro's President Toys, board games, licensing, and entertainment says Star Wars and Marvel provide an extensive array of captivating content that gives us an unlimited trove of fresh ideas to create from. Love to hear that. So they're not going anywhere. Very happy about that. As you know, I was like, we can't root for Marvel Legends to go away from Hasbro because they've done so many figures. And what other company is going to give us the Serpent Society, or at least Stardom, and so many other? I mean, we have a Shield army, like just tons of army builders of Shield. We got different head sculpts, we got helmets, we got army builders of the Hydra grunts as well. I mean, the Hydra Force is pretty massive. We've got all kinds of different teams of X-Men. The completed, all new, all different giant size X-Men finally getting X Factor started, hopefully finished. But I think Daniel tweeted, we're working on the 2026 lineup for Marvel Legends. Some people are like, of course he's got to say that. They could lose it at any day. And I was like, oh, why would he say that if they're going to lose it? But we know now 2026, 2027, 2028, probably what do you think? 5 year? I think in 5 years, they can crank out a lot more great Marvel Legends content. Excited that Star Wars The Black Series is going to continue because that's more fun stuff for me. I've been enjoying them. I think they've done a really good job. These figures as of late, pretty solid posability. They're still not giving us double jointed elbows, but I want to see a little bit more range. Probably more so with the Jedi because they're the ones that really need it for those dueling sword poses. And of course, the ability to raise their hands, their arms over their heads like that. So we can get that awesome overhead strike. Anyway, so that's what the great news was. Let's see. There you go. Good deal. But here you got that. So I'm excited, but I know some of y'all are really like, oh, I was hoping that McFarlane would get the Marvel Legends, the Marvel license, because he can make them 7 inches to compete and play alongside the DC Multiverse figures. And Todd's already got an in because he's doing Marvel statues. So maybe there's still an opening for a Marvel Select with McFarlane, but we'll see. We'll figure that out later. But we do know we're getting more Marvel Legends. But I also want to put it out to you guys like, hey, since they're not going anywhere, what would you like to see Hasbro do to enhance the Black Series, the Vintage Collection, Marvel Legends? Do you think they're doing great the way they're doing right now, or would you like to see them make a few changes, whether that's character selection, articulation, paint quality control, what kind of accessories they're tossing in there? Here's your form. Let me know what you think. Let's get into it while I respond to the rest of these comments. King Collector, Big Rib. I might have to go the eBay route and pay extra for that Two-Face. I haven't seen him yet, so maybe don't pay yet just yet. Jamelin, did anyone else get that McFarlane Teen Titans cartoon cyborg from a few years ago? No, because I knew he was going to finish that team. Excuse me. Rick Cage. Nice, Sir Jeffrey. Bicamera code works in Rage Lantern Hughes. That's why I love it here. Thanks for this safe space, Mr. Sir Jeffrey Lyles. Absolutely. Talking about action figures should be fun. And we can have fun talking about action figures. What are we doing? Oh, that was a good deal. That was a really great deal, Method of Madness. $15 is hard to say no to. Michael Solis. I like how they're really pushing Superman, especially with the figures. I'm hoping this movie is good. Me too. Really hoping that is indeed the case. Blades Harbley. I wish that too, or the reveal of the count had a clear stand that she could attach 3 vampire bats to. Might have been San Diego Comic-Con or Toy Fair. I wonder if they just had those up and on a display as part of like the diorama display attitude of it. Method and Mattis, since Todd is working on Soup's figures, can we get a redo of Fiora from Man of Steel and a new Zod? Let us see him do Livewire and Mercy Graves figures, comics and animated too. I wonder. I mean, he does have a lot of Superman movies of which to do figures on. It's not July yet, so he could do an all-out Superman wave because I mean, really, you get figure form. What are we looking at here? We do Superman. We've seen those figures getting started. We got the Man of Steel. That would be next in terms of Superman, dedicated Superman movies. So Man of Steel and Superman, Zod, Fiora. I mean, I guess he'd make Non the big Build-A-Figure or Mega Fig. We get Lois Lane. Would that be all that we really need? So we can do that in a wave. And then we don't need Superman Returns, Superman Stalker Edition. We can skip past that. Kevin Spacey figures probably wouldn't fly. Superman Quest for Peace, Superman 3. I think we can put all those characters into one wave. We don't need a full wave for those guys. And then we just need Superman 2. It's Superman, Lois, the 3 Phantom Zone villains, and the ruler of Australia himself, Lex Luthor. Let's call it a day. Yes, I'm down. I want all those. Vintage Bob. I really wanted Hasbro to lose the Marvel remakes line. It's essentially dead to me now that it's 99% remakes. Come on, VB. I mean, look at the bottom, the back of the wrong packaging. Banshee needed this one. I mean, if that remake is an improvement over what we got before, I'm down for it. We got Rom, new figure. Ultimate Miles Morales. All right, he's a figure they've done a few times. Dagon. I mean, that old one was terrible. Adam Warlock. Don't have him in this look. And Ultimate Iron Man. It's not a remake there. In the last X-Men wave, we needed all those figures. We didn't have an X-Factor Cyclops in that original blue and yellow. Marrow didn't have a figure. Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler, Age of Apocalypse Gambit did not have figures. Nemesis we didn't have in that look. So I mean, it's you know, they're doing different figures. We didn't have a Husk figure from them, so new figures are getting done and made in this line. Maybe not as many old school figures as you want. I want some older figures too, but they are making new figures. It's not like all of them are remakes. Michael Solis. I'm happy Hasbro is keeping the license. I would not be happy if Todd tried to give me a 7-inch Wolverine. Yeah, that would not be a good thing. because his scale he would be the tallest one. Felix Guerrero, what's up? How you having a Figure Files crew? Better late than never. Whenever you arrive, even if it is 10:01, happy to see you, Felix. David Thanos, pinless and wired capes are a must. They are working those pins out. I mean, the Maximum Hulk, a little bit surprising to see the pins. But I feel like most of the newer figures were they're weaning those figures out. But I'm with you on the wired capes. Like it was all good when that was just something with the higher price point Mayfex figures. But when McFarlane started doing that with 7-inch figures for 22, 23, 25, 30 bucks, like, listen, Hasbro, there's no reason y'all can't do this. So I'm with you for sure. Those capes, we need to see those started to be implemented in our figures, not just cloth, soft, good capes that have no posability whatsoever. I need the full-on wire treatment. If McFarlane can do it, Hasbro with Marvel Legends can too. Lawson, I like to see Marvel Legends make a lot of changes. More character diversity, meaning doing a lot more characters who haven't been represented in figure form. I like to see more retro lines. So one thing Mattel does with their WWE line, they kind of do a first time in the line. It'd be kind of interesting if the Hasbro Marvel Legends team would go, let's do 7, 8 figures every year of characters that have not been done before in figure form. And do we want to say never been done in a Marvel Legends format? Do we want to say never done in toy format? Including the older 5-inch Marvel figures from Toy Biz. I wouldn't want to see that be an obstacle for it. But I mean, there's so many characters from Marvel, of course, that GC Enforcers haven't had figures before, period. So they would fit. But yeah, Volcana, she could use one. Get more of that Secret Wars team knocked out. The final 3 members of Freedom Force. I love to see them in their original looks when they join up with the team with Mystique and crew. So yeah, I think getting 8 is really easy. That's a nice goal to reach for, more than we've seen probably from this line. But yeah, I think that's a really good thing that they could do and work on and focus on, because it's like, yeah, we since y'all have it for a while, we need to keep seeing more characters that haven't been done before. And of course, to me, early Hasbro figures from when they first took over, totally fair game. I want a better Marvel Legends Annihilus figure. The one we got originally had a good sculpt, but that was about it. The paint job was underwhelming, and they could do a lot better. We've seen them do a lot better. So all those figures can be entered back into the pool of available figures. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Brian P. Be more dedicated to Star Wars Vintage Collection. Instead of, oh boy, another dang clone trooper. Well, here's an awesome 6-inch figure that may come in Vintage Collection, but we don't care one way or the other. So I'm still waiting on my Black Series Captain Teva. Haven't gotten him, haven't seen him yet. And I think if you collect Vintage Collection figures, you're thinking Black Series gets more. You collect Black Series, you're thinking Vintage Collection gets more. I do think those clones make it really easy for them to crank out stuff. I don't mind those army builders. But yeah, I think there are a few characters who haven't gotten their first figure in a long time. Probably need a much improved update. And then, of course, there's still some figures or characters who haven't been done in figure form for both sets. I really think what they need to do is when they introduce new characters, do it for both. Because a Black Series collector and a Vintage collector might not be intersecting as much as they think. So, Black Series collector like myself isn't going to care about a Vintage Collection version of a character they want to see in the 6-inch scale, and vice versa. So do them both at the same time. Make us all happy. G-Brew, Hasbro, no gimmicky accessories. Give me an example or two, please. That spot in green and yellow Banshee taken up by that dumb comic thing with an extra set of hands, or sideburns for the screaming head, Hasbro. I'm with you big time on those alternate head sculpts not matching up with the original. That makes no sense. There's another thing, talked about them already, but Mattel with their WWE line, it's not like a Jey Uso figure has a short cropped haircut and then the other yelling portrait has a full on mullet. That doesn't make any sense. But we do see that too often with the Marvel Legend figures, where it's like, why does this alternate portrait not make any sense or vibe with what they've already done, the default one? So yeah, absolutely. I don't know what the deal is with the comic books, but whatever. I couldn't be worked up enough. To me, my big workup, and it didn't seem like enough people cared about it, was when they stopped including Build-A-Figures with our standard Marvel Legend figures. There we go. This comic book is not worth a Build-A-Figure piece. I mean, this wave would have been awesome to throw in somebody else that we wanted. A bigger version. Maybe there's another member of the Serpent Society who's kind of big, would benefited from this kind of presentation, because this is a solid wave. I think people would have been happy to buy them all, especially with an extra figure thrown in there. Lawson, I like to see Legends improve head sculpts. It gives more accessories. ROM figures is sort of type effort Legends fans deserve with every figure, not just dealer's choice. Yes. Man, Blake, I'm really hoping for a classic Cyborg as well. Definitely need that in my collection. David Thanos. Anybody seen the Blank and Sagat in the wild? Yes, just not here in my area. I've seen pictures. Robert, Black Series needs better articulation. Marvel needs less dependence on MCU, but new Avengers movies might shift the focus we've had. No more Disney Plus waves. Those crash. Definitely with you on Black Series with their articulation. It really matters more. The Jedi. I think they're okay because they give you that longer elbow joint, which basically gives you the double jointed range of motion. It just looks a little awkward when you start to pose them. But the Jedi, they just need so much more. I mean, that torso, the rocker torso would be really great. But then it's like, oh man, how many Jedi am I going to buy all over again? Because they've thrown in this joint that I really wanted. Probably a lot. So we'll see. The MCU, I mean, they've done some of their best work in the last year and a half when they didn't have so much MCU products. I'm with you there as well. But I do think that those movies and TV shows help drive the overall Marvel Legends. So just a necessary evil. Hopefully they're smart about it and don't go, here's a full-on wave of characters from a movie or TV show we don't know if anyone's going to care about. I prefer the whole, hey guys, this one's a live stream of Marvel Legend characters based on a show or movie from a few years back we didn't get to. It's like, but much rather there be a demand for those characters that people will actually want, as opposed to we're taking a bet, we're taking a risk, and nobody cares about these characters because the movie bombed or the show was terrible. Andre, I'd love if Marvel Legends gave female figures ball joints for waist articulation and hollowed out hair pieces like Jada did with their Blanca. See, I haven't done that with Blanca yet. Interesting to see that in person. Yeah, I'd like to see better articulation for the women for sure. Lawson, I like to see retro Maximum figures of classics. Why did I say classics? Of characters like Spidey, Hulk, Cap, Thor, and Iron Man. And I really want them to do a good Fantastic Four figure. I mean, good ones, not good enough ones. Michael Solis, I want Marvel Legends to get the same type of articulation accessories like G.I. Joe. And G.I. Joe to get better quality in their weapons. I'm tired of Warp City. I think they're always going to do better quality work with G.I. Joe because they don't have to spend a penny for the licensing, unlike with Marvel, unlike with Star Wars. I mean, it's just part of the deal with them. And I think they can use more of that budget, the money for each wave, packing them out with more accessories, more thoughtful accessories, stuff that makes sense. Whereas with Marvel Legends, all right, let's use the same Spellbinder power effect because we can't afford that because we've gone with 4 different new sculpts. So I'm with you, though. Those Joe weapons get a little dicey sometimes. Jamelin, when Black Series first started, it was kind of revolutionary. The quality accessories like extra hands were not very common and made it a true premium collector's line. How about a return to that? What else would you like to see? Because I'm there. That line is always tricky because it's like, well, what are they going to throw in? I mean, look at Shakti. So she's got a soft goods robe, and that was the best way to implement her because she would be a cone. Otherwise, she's got the lightsaber. I cannot stand the nervousness I have every time I use a Jedi figure and I try to take the blade out. I love for them to just include a separate hilt without the lightsaber lit, because I feel like that pin is so tiny, I'm going to break it, and I'm going to be mad at them for making it that way just so I can have an unlit lightsaber. I think different portraits would really help, but I'm very curious about their budget in terms of how much they have to spend, how much they can allocate with accessories, because I feel like normally these Black Series figure may give you one or two, and then you're shooting into deluxe territory where it's like, is this figure worth $35? Think not. Robert, Marvel Legends needs to get rid of the A crunch and shift to ball joints all around. Absolutely. Yeah, because some figures are a little bit too rocky where I want to be able to pose them and do all kinds of fun stuff. If anybody need the Papa Shango Warrior Ultimates, Amazon has them for 57. David Thanos, it keeps going up. I think it was like 54 when I really needed to pull the trigger. And now I'm like, really should have done it then, because it just keeps going up every day. Chief, Figure Files rules. Thanks for the super chat at 199, my man. And if you all need a laugh today, tomorrow, whenever, make sure to check out Lyle's Movie Files. I'm going to make a short of it, just of Chief's rant on Sterling, on Shannon Sharp and all his controversy. But it was hilarious as always. Every Wednesday night on Lyle's Movie Files, join me, join Chief, my little brother Jace, who's celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, bro! I've said it already, but just for posterity's sake here on the show. Hope you're enjoying your birthday. Maybe you're watching Sinners right now. Lawson. Also, Rachel Summers wants an apology for the entire Legends team for her being shunned all these years. In writing, Hasbro's. Yeah, we need lots of figures of her too. Laura A., you mean you don't want McFarlane to do a Man of Steel Perry White Lawrence Fishburne? I'll pop him in with some Predators. You're right. I would like him. Yeah, not so much Amy Adams, Lois Lane, but yeah, he was a good Perry White. And would that be our only way to get a Lawrence Fishburne outside of the Hot Toys figure? Finish, Bob. What I mean is there are far too many variant remakes of the same few characters. The rest is mostly 90s stuff I have no interest in. And very few classic characters being made now. I mean, you got this guy. You know how great Mom is. But yeah, they skew heavy to the 90s, and I think we do know that. But occasionally we get some 70s, 80s characters, and they do need to expand their horizons. However, for you in particular, and for me, the great thing about them extending the license is they can only do so many 90s characters. They're gonna have to start going deeper into the Marvel library, doing characters like Rom, classic old school Banshee, because they can't do all these flash in the pan characters that by the time they got to figure out, they'd be done and outdated. So I think this is good news for us, because I have to start going back into the Marvel dictionaries and going, oh, this figure looks cool. Maybe we should do a figure of this one. G-Brew, less reuse, more new parts, cloth wired capes, alt heads and hands with each figure. Wonder how possible the alternate heads are. That is something I really want to see, because again, when you're posing and doing different photo shoots of their figures, it's nice to be able to have that angry, I'm ready and intense and ready for this fight. And then other times when they're chilling taking a group photo, I need a so it's, yeah, they definitely need that. And I mentioned before with the capes, they need to do that. And to me, stop. I like to see Todd do a run at Mammoth. Yeah. That the Shaggy Man, General Eiling. There's still some time for more mega figs. Vintage Bob. Dragon Man will be a very welcome addition, but that's not till August. So I wish they released some classics before that. Not holding my breath, as long as it doesn't breathe fire. Robert. Hasbro needs to do a great Magneto figure. They get close, but But the Toy Biz is so much better than anything Hasbro's done. It's 25 years old. That's so. I don't know what that is. Yeah. That Iron Man 3 mold that Iron Man mold they used for Magneto from the Wave 3 of Toy Biz. It didn't hold up as well to me. I really like the head sculpt thing. That's awesome, but I always was like, why is he using the Iron Man mold? And at that point, I was like, all right, this is what I got to work with. I mean, I collected G.I. Joes, I collected Masters of the Universe back in the day. But yeah, I think the X-Men 97 Magneto is the best one. I just think he needs to be a little bit buffer, just a little bit. It need to be super skinny. It's not an Ian McKellen version, but yeah, just make him a little bit buffer. I think that's what's missing from the X-Men 97 Magneto, which is otherwise really great. Lawson, I need some company to step up and do the EC Comics horror host as action figures. Crypt Keeper, Vault Keeper, and that sexy old witch. Well, they could do that, right? Finish Bob. We definitely need more villains. So many major classic villains we never got. Atuma, Frightful Four, Graviton, Living Later, Mandarin, etc. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So hopefully with them having more time, gives us more opportunities to get them. King Collector. I think Hasbro's been doing a great job on Black Series. They actually seem to be getting better. Just got that Prince Caesar, and he's on another level. But we do need Long Snoot Garindon. Yes. Garindon? Yeah. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. We got Dash Rendar coming too. So getting those characters that we've wanted for a long time, we got more than just Al from Jedi Survivor. That's great. So it seems like they're listening on some level, and I'm very excited about that. Steve Nara, what's going on? What up, Jeff and gang? How you doing, Steve? Late to the party tonight. Looks like I have some catching up to do. Sit back, have a little fun, and check it out. Pixelated poses. Could use a Rusty and Skids 2-pack to round out X-Force. I'm not even joking. But they really weren't part of X-Force, though. And to get them, we'd have to get those pre-X-Force looks for everybody, which was kind of cool in the team sense, but I don't know. I think I would like to see Rusty and Skids with their attire when they're hanging out with X Factor more than the X-Force looks. I want Artie and Leech. I'm not joking either. Boom Boom and Richter in their younger looks. Yeah, but I'm a big X Factor guy. Rick Cage, keep waiting on DCUC to do a subline of JLU. Vigilante, Sir Justin, Triangle Man or Angle Man, The Shade, Tala, etc. Yeah. Finish Bob. Now that I have Banshee, my new X-Men team is complete. What I need is more villains. Mesmero, Living Pharaoh, etc. It's a shame I'll never get that living monolith HasLab I always dreamed of. Yeah. I mean that. Yeah. That's what was. I mean, there's some stuff I know I'm never gonna get, and just the way it is with it. Maybe you can customize or pay a customizer to knock it out for you. Lawson, UFOs, Ball of the Brave, Annihilus, Blastar, Frightful Four, Jack of Hearts, Stingray, classic versions of Mr. Hyde and Cobra, Marina, Rachel Summers, classic Professor X is a jerk, Kitty Pryde, take those two, Jibru, more box sets of obscure characters like Ecstatic, Exiles, etc. Yeah, I mean, it's like they kind of got started with Exiles and then he lost interest. That's one thing. You start a team, finish a team within 3 years, max. Method to Madness. Since Hasbro is keeping Marvel and Star Wars, I want them to do less Mando figs. Some bad news for you. You better hope we get all these obscure characters and characters that have been long overdue. Because when that movie drops, every Star Wars live stream is going to be like, oh, we've got some more characters from The Mandalorian and Grogu. Then we're like, how is it just character 26 of this when it seems like they've done 82? Show more love to Black Series in terms of availability of popular characters. Tired of the FOMO. Tons of characters to knock out. Which character has been hard for you to find? Because that's a line where, I don't feel like it's too hard to track down the figures. But which ones are you looking for? Right. But Dragon Man was a remake. So, yeah. Brian, hey, Hasbro, how about actually giving us a Screaming Heifer Siren? I'm with you. That still is just weird. Her windswept hair is just like, frustrating. Intimate Snob. When it comes to Black Series, I like to see more double jointed and maybe some swappable hands. I was thinking like which ones would benefit because I mean Han Solo figures normally have a gun, laser, hands, trigger hands. The Jedi normally have that one to grip, maybe another one to grip, and then like a palm hand. I'd love to see force, like force push hands for Jedi. That'd be cool. The laziest wave yet? Oh, Acolyte. Yeah. I mean, they were doing what they look like in the show. They gave us the Kalneka. It's just the show was kind of lame. DJ Jedi, bring back Builder figures. Yes, I mean, I always felt like that was cool because in most waves, there might just be one character that I'm not interested in. But if there's a cool Builder figure, I'm buying that figure I don't care about. So I just feel like that's a better way for them to go. Lawson says, also want Legend Sculptors to learn how to do anatomy on a screaming head. Lower jaw doesn't drop straight down like an elevator. Hinge joint. Chin lowers and goes backwards towards neck. I'm going to try that out there. Punisher screaming heads. So goofy. Robert, after getting taken, those comics are so bad. Soft, gummy Joe weapons, plastics. I thought they'd be more solid. Still not worth the loss of the Build-A-Figure piece. Should have more accessories. Yeah, I mean, that gimmick is wild. And you're never going to convince me that losing the Build-A-Figure piece or Build-A-Figure in general was worth any other accessories they include or do not include, like the Retro series, which we don't even get any bonus from. David Thanos, where's the birthday boy at? He's being very selfish and rude. He should stop by. Absolutely. Where are you, Jace? Method of Madness. For Marvel Legends, please finish teams before starting new ones. Yes. More accessories. Wired capes, please. And stands for the high-heeled ladies. Would it kill them to give us a non-maximum Hulk with a classic mullet? Apparently. It's to be snob. Legends needs to step up their female figure game, articulation, and scale. I'm going to watch the draft. Finish Bob. I want to customize Banshee Screaming Head with whited out eyes like they used to draw him when he first appeared. When he appeared in Captain America 172. It's a cool effect. He looks scary. There you go. Lawson. I like to see Legends teams treat fans like adults. No more pink shirts on Titania. She wasn't showing off a lot of cleavage anyway. Just silliness and nonsense that collectors, don't you mean kidults, don't need. Yeah, that was goofy. I'm just like, please don't. If you feel like you have to censor a figure, then just don't make it. Don't be insulting. Or put it on your exclusive site for people. Like McFarlane Toy Store, like everywhere else where they do figures. You have access to your own shop to sell into figures. Do that. Thank you. I read your comment. I'm not gonna put it up, Jalen, but yes. Where's the chief? Cristiano, what's going on? Hi there, nice sweatshirt and hat. Thank you. I mean, I guess you probably not seen the front of my hat, so I can go full on with my mashing look there. Thank you, appreciate that. Rick Cage, Hasbro Marvel Legends on Pulse, Unlimited Troop Builders, yes, and I keep saying this. Gold Mandroids, yes. Hellfire Club Guards. The Punishers of Galactus, Hydra Dreadnoughts, Doombots, mindless ones, not as a Build-A-Figure. Right. And I'll be like, I'm sitting up here going, we need more Build-A-Figures. No, not that kind, not an army builder. Brian P. Theme waves from Marvel Legends, like X-Men Future with Ahab, Shard, Rachel, Hound, or X-Men Space with Hepzibah, Deathbird, and more Imperial Guards, please. Weapon X with Slayback. Yeah. Kane, Silver Fox, come on. Let's do that thing. Right? Interview Snob. I'm all for Black Series taking another run at the Rancor. I would too. I mean, I was disappointed, but I was like, that was definitely a case where they were not providing the value for what they were trying to charge us for that thing. Pixelated poses. I can't blame them too much for the 90s heavy lineup. Marvel sold a lot of books back then. I assume you meant lot, not LOL, which would also work in that case. I think that their collector base is was around, at least going back and reading back issues of 70s runs, because they were like, oh, these are great. You should read them. These are classic Marvel stories. Probably grew up in the heyday of reading 80s stuff. So Secret Wars, Contest of Champions, Dark Phoenix, those big events. And then, of course, we get to more and more in the 90s as they roll out. But I feel like the 80s is probably the sweet spot because that's where the definitive looks of these characters or their costumes, that's where they came up. And I think if they nail most of those looks, majority of their Marvel Legend fan base would be fine and satisfied. I think if they skewed a little less to the modern looks, because again, they're flashing in pans and they don't stick around very long. When a new creative team comes on, time for new costumes for everybody. That wasn't the case in the 80s and 70s as much. I mean, it was like, here's the look they're going to have for a decade and a half. So felt like that was a signature look. And now it's just like, oh, here's a new outfit. Here's a new armor for Iron Man. It's another one. So it's just, and another one, and another one. But yeah, I'm buying you tonight. So we'll see. I don't mind the 90s because I read a lot of books in the 90s too. I just wish like this one. This is a great breakdown. We got classic 70s, 80s looks, a 2000 character, a 90s heyday character, uh early 2000s character, and a ultimate. I mean, that really stretches across a bunch of generations. And I think with every wave, you should really aspire to do that. So it's not like, gosh, I don't care about this 2000 era character. Where's my 70s and 60s character? So I think if they just go, here's this character from this era, that'd be a great way for them to approach the waves. We'll see though. I mean, it's whatever. Hebrew got in comics in the 90s, and I prefer the 70s and 80s and 2000s to the 90s. Yeah. Jalen, Jeff, Shakti's robes are done right. Yeah. And Palpatine, his are good. Sidious, his robes are good. I think they're doing a lot better job of this character needs some soft good parts, even if they're using a plastic up top or whatever. Just thinking sensibly with articulation makes a big difference. I don't have a solution for Black Series. They just don't excite me much anymore. I think they can improve the consistency of their quality and a better balance of character selection. Yeah, I think Mandalorian proving to be such a hit kind of surprised them. So they're like, we've got to spam the Mandalorian. And then it was like Mandalorian was a success. So will every other show on Disney Plus. That's proven to be kind of up and down with the thinking. I think Ahsoka was cool. I good figures. Acolyte, they bet big on. They're already showing up at Ross. Crazy. But I think I think we're gonna have to deal with some of that just because that's what Disney's trying to sell: the new looks, the new stuff, the new shows. And we'll deal with our scraps. We'll deal with our updated Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han, and Chewbacca from Star Wars, and really go, these are amazing. These look awesome. So the next time they upgrade them, but we're probably not going to get everybody. Not a Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru as fast as I would like, but they're getting there. But I understand when a line just doesn't excite you anymore. Definitely get that. Magneto would be a great choice for a Maximum figure. Juggernaut would probably get the treatment first, though. I don't see where he would, where the benefit of getting a Maximum series Juggernaut, especially if they do half changes like we saw with Hulk. Snake Eyes, Jacket Hearts, and Yellow Jacket. I would count Rom. I mean, the Spider-Man sells. The same deal with McFarlane with all the Batman and Superman figures. Star Wars with Mandalorian. Transformers with Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron. Every figure line has those characters that are, yeah, we got to keep cranking out different versions. G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, Duke, Cobra Commander. You're just going to keep them in rotation because collectors are going to buy them. Newcomers are going to buy them. So it's just, It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, geez, I mean, how many He-Man figures did they do back in the day in the 80s? And how many Optimus Primes did we see back in the day? It hasn't changed that much. Felix, yes, Jack of Hearts is on the week list, and hopefully we'll see him soon. Lawson, the fact that we didn't get Yellow Jacket with the Giant Man figure or with when Wasp was released tells me Legends doesn't know their audience the way they think they do, which is ironic because Yellow Jacket's been around. I think they should look at these popular cartoons and video games. Hey, if a character is in this, maybe we should do a comic book look of this figure or this character. Method to Madness. I'm happy that we're finally getting Marion in Black Series, but would have killed Hasbro to give her. Yes, I wanted that look too, man. I'd love more Night Sisters and Jennifer the Line. What's the holdup? Hopefully. I mean, we're starting to get characters from Shadows of the Empire. So I am going to hope we see the looks of those characters from the first film, from Fallen Order, from the first game. And I don't mind them doing the new game first. But yeah, I'm with you. We need to see all that crew from their looks from the original one. But I'm glad to see they're finally doing some of this. Why hasn't Hasbro done any of those rival figures yet? Didn't Rivals just come out late last year or this year? I bet we'll see them because it's super popular. Lawson. Lots of fans were let down by Yellow Jacket not getting updated. An update, me included. At least they did the Giant Man Wasp pack. That was good. I wonder if they were just kind of holding off on Yellow Jacket so they didn't do so many different looks at once. I wouldn't have cared, but maybe that's why. Felix, we got Bloodstorm. Do you think we get a Mutant X team? See that's one of those things. It's like don't start a new team unless you're prepared to finish it eventually and have a plan to do it. Now, Mutant X, that's like a couple of 2-packs, 3-pack. I mean, there's ways to get the team done. I would love to get those characters, but will we get them is the real question. Oh, okay, cool. You were with me on X Factor. You can't leave out Boom Boom. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all about X Factor. I don't know if you've seen the video I did, but yeah, I broke down episodes, issues 1 through 10 or 11, and all the different X Factor figures we need desperately from them. Jibru, I don't even play Rivals, and I buy Rival Marvel Legends of Magic and Psylocke at the very least. Great looks. Joe Freeman. Sorry I'm late. So did Hasbro renew the license for how long? They didn't say how long, but yes, they did. So there you go. I got my water break. They did. Pixelated Poses. Do you think we get a Marvel Legends HasLab this year? Let me see. I'm trying to think. We didn't get one last year. I feel like no. I think that might have changed based on the tariff situation because the prices to get a HasLab to us might be insane. And of course, that'll come next year. But I don't know if they could chance those HasLabs, of course, we're paying for it right away. I don't think they're in position to go, oh, the tariffs are over. Here's $100 back. I don't think they can do that. And I think we're still getting Dragon Man. We're getting those classic Sentinels, which we haven't paid for yet. So the tariffs could make them really expensive. So I think if you factor in people buying more than one Sentinel, I mean, that gets expensive. You factor in maybe some of those people at least got one Dragon Man. That's basically the cost of one HasLab. So I'm wondering if they're experimenting with this idea of we'll do a couple, maybe 3 mega deluxe size figures that the customers will pay for later. And ultimately, that'll be the price. I mean, because if you got, I mean, most people I feel like got at least 2 of those classic Sentinels, they equal up to the price of one HasLab. And Dragon Man, of course, is not. He's like a really souped up deluxe. But I mean, you bought 3 of those. That's pretty expensive. So I'm gonna say no. I'm curious if outside of maybe G.I. Joe, they'll try too many HasLabs this year. I think what they might do is do a G.I. Joe, might do a Transformers. I don't know. It seems like it's really dicey right now. And I feel like if they were to just come out front and go, we don't know how much it's going to be with one of these deals. We don't want to charge you X amount of dollars or something. That might not be that much next year because y'all would look at us kind of funny. And would you want to pay for a tariff surcharge on something when a year later the tariffs don't exist? It's a tricky situation. And I think for them it'd be smarter to just avoid it and do this. Hey, here's a premium figure you'll pay for next year. Where's my UFOs box set? Excellent question. Lando Mando, can't wait for Bando. He's probably gonna be my favorite. What about Bandito? Yeah, I accept the longer. Then I'll never see many of my faves released since they're so obscure. But I'm hoping for more well-known classics like Mandarin, who is rumored on a leak list for this year. So maybe we'll see him. Jamelin, I think the Acolyte figures are done well. It's just too bad about the show. Yeah, I was going to buy them as Geonosis fodder, but their Jedi tunics are a little bit too bright. Maybe I'll just throw them into the dirt and sand for a little bit. And sand gets everywhere, as we all know. And maybe dirty them up a little bit, but they're good figures and they look like the actors from the show, but the show is a different story. Intimate Snob, Black Series needs force, push, grab in other hands. Yeah. I don't even like Hank Pym, and I understand why they haven't done a new Yellow Jacket. Because you don't like him enough. Jeeber, we need you to get on board the I like Hank Pym train. Lawson, Marvel Legends teams needs to never include that accessory. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Mr. Jiff. Hola! What's going on, Mr. Jiff? Then Doom. Reminder, the new Dragon Man comes out this summer. Exactly. I'm right there with you. DJ Jedi. I'd love to see Hasbro go all in on a dedicated accessory pack, especially magic and energy effects. Yes. Like hire, contract out can of beams if you need to. Have them whip up a bunch of accessory energy effects. Call it a day. Yeah, we definitely need that. Method of Madness. I need my original Wonder Man to complete my West Coast Avengers lineup. I mean, that was what? Jeez, what is that? That's the original Christmas outfit. That's the one that Wasp designed. That's another one. I think he had like 4 or 5 costumes before the West Coast Avengers outfit. Wouldn't say no to an OG Graviton either. Comics Mantis, I would love to see the Marvel Legends team tackle her. Yeah, I mean, we need to get a comics version of her so we can get her in the Avengers look and her in the Guardians of the Galaxy look because that team needs more love. Joe Freeman. We'll get 10 more modern Dr. Voodoo before we get classic Brother Voodoo, which I absolutely want. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you too, man. I'm all about the Defenders, and we need a classic, updated Valkyrie too. I use Marvel Legends flat hands for Saj, force, push. Just wish you could hold her saber and force push at the same time. That must be kind of cool. Jamlin, I think my feelings on costumes, character designs align with yours, Jeff, but I'm curious, what you guys are thinking of a Hellfire Gala wave every now and then? I think those designs are cool, and I think every now and then is we'll see they change their looks every year. So if they were, unless they decided this is the year we're gonna focus on, I think it'd be tricky if they did like year 6 from 2023, and then next year here's the 2024 looks. That could be really tricky because there's so many characters doing all those lists. I think I've been referencing Mattel in their WWE line a lot tonight when we're talking about Marvel Legends, but I think there's some things that Mattel does that Hasbro could borrow with both lines and Star Wars and Marvel Legends. So every so often, the WWE line team will do a fan takeover where the fans vote for what looks they want to see this particular character in. I think the Hellfire Gala would be a really good option. Run an ad in the comic books or just put an ad in there where Hey, which characters from the 2025 Hellfire Club or Hellfire Gala would you like to see done in form? Figure form and have like 10 options and then just go with that. I mean, angle the vote whichever way you want. Hey, we really want to do a Captain America, Black Panther, and Storm look. Do those, but throw us a bone with the other ones. So I wouldn't hate that because I think those designs look cool, but it'd be really hard for them to knock out a whole gala. Lawson, I don't mind early 90s versions of characters, but it's a small period in history of Marvel. Classic costume looks of characters that span 3 to 4 decades should be more prominent in Legends releases. Yeah, I mean, I just from the sake of it being fair. I understand they've got to do the newer stuff sometimes, but not in the point of, oh man, we're never gonna get this character. But we had this look that he had for 1 or 2 issues. Method Madness. Not gonna lie, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm kind of glad everyone else hated the Acolyte, as I'm able to snag all the figures for dirt cheap online at Ross and in Walmart and in Ross. Come on, Hasbro, make Quamir. He was the coolest guy in the show. He was. Well, I mean, the whole spoiler aspect, yeah. But I mean, the show's been gone for a while. Surprised they didn't show a Quamir at Star Wars Celebration, especially since the actor was right there. Brian P. What if they did a Marvel Legends head pack? Head pack, like Motu Classics did. That way we get a Screaming Siren head, Peter Parker head, Banshee Sideburns Screaming head, and a no sideburns regular head. We could do that with Doctor Strange too. Devin B. Like a new episode of a good TV show. I can't wait to see what Legends gives us next. So far, they haven't given me what I want, and some I didn't know I wanted. Yeah, I mean, how would you go? Like, I mean, would you realistically say I know I'm gonna pull for this, and eventually we're gonna get this ROM figure? I mean, it's just great. An Ultimate Iron Man figure I'm actually looking forward to getting. But yeah, Joe Freeman. I like retro Carter Human Torch, but I want a retro Human Torch with more yellow and orange flames all around it. I wonder how that. Well, it seems like we should be seeing Fantastic Four characters, not necessarily movie ones, soon. Intimate Snob. I think the Acolyte wave would have done better that didn't cheap out half tail the portraits, and then Jedi could do Jedi poses. Oh, there's some limitations on their articulation. Steve, do you remember how McFarlane drew Hobgoblin and his his adjectiveless Spider-Man? I'd like a maximum Hobgoblin based on that. Soft Goods Cape, of course. I'm trying to think. I thought they'd done one of that look before. Yeah. Brian P. Next HasLab of anything will be at least $1,000 plus shipping. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of tricky. Lost and Legends focused primarily on 5 to 10 year periods of Marvel history, yet Marvel characters were around for decades with more classic and well known looks. They need to get their heads around that. Yeah. Rick Cage. I want all the cosmic beings, Eternity and Infinity, the Living Tribunal, the Celestials. This can be done in the Titans line with minifigs of Cap, Spidey, and so forth. Kind of like what McFarlane does with those, with the King Kong, Godzilla. Those are fun. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. TJ Jedi. Hasbro is way overdue to invest in some updated kid and team bucks so we can finally see characters like young Franklin Richards, Power Pack, Artie and Leach, all new X-Men champions, etc. Yeah. I actually kind of like the Nova, Kid Nova, Miles, and Kamala, Miss Marvel figures. And I think they're sized appropriately next to the adults. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a smaller Franklin. Again, he should be coming out now. Jamelin, I'm not in a hurry to see any new HasLabs. I personally don't like seeing them fail or struggle to fund. It doesn't seem like the right climate. Yeah. I think because I feel like G.I. Joe is the one they can kind of get away with. Like people are like, yeah, whatever. G.I. Joe, I'm there. And the Transformers seems like they fund with no problem. The Star Wars Vintage Collection does too, but it might be risky. And I don't think they need that from folks when there's clear reasons why it wouldn't work. Glamel, a second of Gargoyle love. I mean, Gargoyle would be a fun figure. Vintage Bob, I so badly want a Namor in his blue 70s costume. An updated Valkyrie. No updates, remember? Most of all, Nebulon for my Defenders collection. I want those so bad. Nebulon is one. Really? Why? What is it with Nebulon that makes him one of your favorites? Loston. Notice the Legends is getting all the criticism in this chat. What I'm hoping, maybe some of the Marvel Legends teams stumbled onto this thanks to their YouTube algorithm and looks at the suggestions. I don't feel like we're bashing them. I think we're really trying to offer helpful, suggestions. And people are just like, Hasbro Legends suck. People aren't doing that. I think you, Vintage Bob, everybody else who's been commenting has been like, here's stuff they could do. And I think there's nothing that's been unreasonable. And just focus, take some notes. They can learn from the classified team. They get it. I would love to just be able to see the budgets that all the teams have to work with. I feel like Star Wars and Marvel Legends probably has a lot less than Transformers and G.I. Joe. And then it was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense when they have to cut these corners. So we're never going to see this, of course, but that'd be nice to see. Terrence's next toy. What's up, Terrence? How are you tonight? Can't wait for the pantsuit Black Queen Hellfire Club there. No, sir. No buys. That says 100% agree with G-Brew. Jimmy looks are so overdone at this point. More Silvestri, yes. Art Adams and the Thomason era X characters. More 2000s Morrison X-Men. I'd be all in on an X-Static wave. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Great. All right, Jeffrey, I love Nebulon because 1, he looks cool. 2, he's an early favorite Defenders villain. 3, he has cool powers. And 4, his true amphibian form is so wild. He was truly an original villain. Now, which version of him would you like to see? The amphibian version or the hi, my super villain look? I'm kind of curious to see. All right, let's see. John Morrison said, hey, Jeff, the bad part about Hasbro renewing the Marvel Legends license? The bad part is that my bankruptcy is now certain. Right. Okay, just all love, Loudspeaker Files family. Lost in its constructive criticism. Absolutely. I mean, we want to see Legends keep going, but nothing is perfect. We want to see this stuff get better and better. So sometimes a line like McFarlane's DC Multiverse with swappable base plates, hair plates, wired capes is good for Marvel Legends to see to go, oh, we could do that. Or for a Jada Toys. I should point it to it properly this time. Has a little stand for power effects. So then with a Maximum Spider-Man figure, hey, here's a little stand for his power effects. So I think it helps. And we can absolutely help them on this front. And there is room for improvement. But I mean, that's part of the deal. All right. So I guess that's it for now. Let me see. Is there anything else? Let me check really quickly on Entertainment Earth to see if there's anything else on the drop zone coming that we should be on the lookout. Okay. You'd love a 2-pack with Nebulon in his humanoid original form and his amphibian form. I would kiss Hasbro's feet if they release that. I think your lips will remain safe, my friend. All right, let's take a look really fast here at the drop zone. What's coming from Entertainment Earth? This is basically everybody. All right. Looks like we're solid for the next few days here. May 1st, a week from today. Can you believe it? We're almost done with April. Mattel stuff. What could that be? Mattel stuff. More Mattel stuff. So that was through May. So it looks like May is going to be barren on the Hasbro front. So no G.I. Joe, no Marvel Legends. It's gonna be wild. More Mattel. Well, I mean, that can't be right. Because I mean, we know Yojo June is coming, so there's gonna be more Hasbro stuff coming at least. So I guess maybe they just haven't updated. Yeah, it's just it's weird. Okay, so I guess we can't use that as our true barometer. Lawson, I've read comics for 50 years. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's a reason the classic stuff doesn't go out of style. You are so right. David Thanos, yeah, Mattel's doing the swapping. Right, exactly. Because, they're doing that. Well, let's see if we can do it too. And you all can. Lawson, fact. First line to read via Batman comic. Yeah, I mean, they help because it's like G.I. Joe for me, Larry Hama was using big words. And I was like, what the heck does this mean? Let me look up the dictionary. Kids, ask your parents about it. But yeah, it was like, it helps because you want to know what these cool characters are talking about. All right, well, that's it on the Drop Zone. General Grievous from Figure Arts pre-orders up tomorrow. If there's anything breaking crazy news on the figure front, I'll make sure to talk about it. If there are any new deals, of course, check the dashboard. I will post about them as well. I guess that's it for me on this night. Thank you so much for tuning in for another show. I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging with us. And we're back next week with the guys on Wednesday for another edition of Lyle's Movie Files. But for now, this episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.